So the whole Australia working holiday visa thing and the plans that would have been are no more. And it's definitely not happening. So for the past 6, 7, 8 months, especially during this pandemic, I've been keeping tabs on what countries are open and what countries are closed, just to see what the trend is as far as how nations are looking to move forward from this pandemic. Australia being one of them. Australia, unfortunately, has been in the headlines. Some negative news on how they're tackling the coronavirus. But one of the biggest things I've been trying to pay attention to is where they stand on opening up their borders for tourism. And ever since this pandemic started, the borders have been shut with no hopes of opening up anytime soon, and that's how it stands today. At the time of recording, it's October 15th, 2020. I currently hold a working holiday visa set to expire in 9 days, October 25th, and I finally come to terms and just accepting that the Australia working holiday visa and going to Australia with this visa, it's just not happening. So just to review what this visa is and what I have, it's called a working holiday visa. It allows you to enter Australia for up to 1 year since you enter, and it allows you the ability and the right to work like a citizen, only you can work with one employer up to 6 months. And if you want to extend the visa, you have to work in agriculture for 88 days and you can get a visa extension for another year. I applied August of 2019, and 2 months later, by October 2019, I was granted my working holiday visa for up to 1 year, but having to enter within the year of the grant so I can have my full year. So basically, if I entered Australia right now, October 15, 2020, I can be in Australia a year from that date that I enter. My visa expires October 24th, 2020, which is 9 days away from today. Once that expiration date comes, my visa is void. It's unusable, and I just cannot use it. Now, the problem, like the New Zealand one, is that once you apply, if you don't use the visa, if you don't go to Australia or New Zealand, you cannot reapply again. So this visa that I hold is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a one-time deal. It's a one-off. So once my visa expires, I cannot do this again. And that's exactly why it's a bummer. Because, you know, here I was ready for this visa, ready to use this visa like I did in New Zealand. Like the year I spent in New Zealand, I would have done in Australia. I cannot anymore. Where I stand emotionally about it, you know, this pandemic is not in my control. It's in nobody's control. Because I can't go, because of the pandemic, what am I gonna do? I just have to deal with it. Like most people out there who have an Australia or New Zealand working holiday visa, there's a lot of people who have visas that will go unused. And the experience that's to be had with this visa, which is incredible, it's life-changing and it's amazing, there's no chance to have it anymore. So I'm pretty bummed out, but I've come, like, from the last video I made about waiting, which was like 3 months until my expiration. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna deal with it. It's whatever. But I still had an ounce of hope. I still had hope that maybe in 3 months things will get better. I've been telling myself this since April, and things have definitely not gotten any better. So with that being said, 10 days from the expiration, it's just what it is. It's kind of a long shot to do this, but I did look to see if there was a possibility to get a refund, because the cost of the visa, at least for an American, is about 200 something US dollars, which is equivalent to 400 something Australian dollars. Australian immigration has kept their borders closed, and that's been up to them because of the pandemic. I actually sent off a letter with the form that you get to fill out with my application, with my receipt, with my statement, showing that I have a visa that's going unused. Is it possible to get a refund? And in the description I stated, like, hopefully these funds can come back to me so I can use that to, you know, compensate for the hours I've lost on my job, or for other things, or simply just to save. And hopefully there's a chance at doing that. If not, so be it. So the ultimate question is, what now? What's gonna happen with Australia? Well, the cool thing is, It's a bummer that I won't be able to utilize my working holiday visa, but that doesn't mean I don't have the chance to go to Australia when that time comes. That doesn't mean I won't be able to experience Australia and all there is to experience in this amazing country. I just won't be able to stop and work. From here until then, I will just have to find the means on my own to be able to sustain myself, or simply save up and travel and then start over. When the Australian borders open up, that's kind of, it's up in the air. There's really no way of telling it. It's just, you just have to kind of wait and see how things go around the world. Where do I stand with my travel plans in general? I really don't know. And most people don't know. World travel is still on hold, and it will more than likely be on hold for quite some time. All we can do is reflect on our old travels, reflect on the things we've done, and look forward to the things we will do when the right time comes, when things are a lot safer and the stress of having to worry about a mask and distancing is no more. I mean, honestly, the world has changed in so many ways that some things will remain for quite some time. But that time to travel, the time for world travel, it's gonna come. And when that time comes, I can't wait. So coming back to the point of this video, my working holiday visa for Australia is not happening, and I'm fully accepting of it. I am happy that I was able to try to make this thing happen. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen, but that doesn't mean there's not an opportunity to enjoy Australia when the time comes.